Center of Light. My name is Ron Marshall, and I am a licensed practitioner at Heart and Soul, and I'm honored to be facilitating our meditation experience this morning. This morning, we're taking the opportunity to immerse ourselves in stillness so that we may connect with the knower within, so that it may be our guide during this time of change. So wherever you are, I invite you to make yourself comfortable so that you may be open to divine guidance. It might help to uncross your arms and legs, clear your lap of any objects, and allow the chair and floor to support your back and feet. Also, know that right where you are, God is, and therefore it is safe and sacred space. So if you're willing, I invite you to gently allow your eyes to close and take this opportunity to relax and let go of all that has happened up until this moment. Now join me in taking a deep, conscious breath. Let's breathe in and release with a sigh. And just give thanks for the breath as you gently allow it to return to its natural rhythm. And as we enter the stillness, I offer this affirmation as our guide. I have been that I have been. I am that I am. And I will be what I will be simultaneously. I have been that I have been. I am that I am. And I will be what I will be simultaneously. I now invite you to return your awareness to the space that you are in. To do so, you might focus on your feet and notice and feel the support of the floor beneath. You might gently rub your palms together and begin to expand your awareness and feel the space around you. And when you are ready, I invite you to gently allow your eyes to open. This completes our meditation experience. And so it is. Thank you for creating this safe and sacred container of love for our service this morning. We have a wonderful opportunity during these times to spend more time being still and renewing our connection with the One. And I invite you to do so whenever and wherever possible. It has been a pleasure and an honor to facilitate this morning's meditation. Thank you.
Good morning, family, and welcome to Heart and Soul Center of Light's virtual service. Today is Sunday, November 22nd. My name is Sonia Russell. I am a licensed practitioner and proud member here at Heart and Soul, and it is my great pleasure to be able to share with you some ways in which you can be more fully engaged at Heart and Soul. I want to start by letting you know that about our theme for 2020. It continues to be Adventures in Faith because we are continuing to be on an adventure in faith. Expect a miracle. We are steeped in Marianne Williamson's A Year of Miracles. We invite you to make sure that you're joining us on that read. We invite you to stay connected in all the ways there are to stay connected, family, via Facebook, via YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all the ways in which you view your podcasts. We also want to make sure that you know that there will be an opportunity to give in community at the end of service, but you can give anytime by visiting heartsoulcenter.org or texting to give. And you can sign up to receive all of these opportunities to be engaged and any slides or anything in our recap by visiting heartsoulcenter.org/sign-up. And family, I invite you into our community affirmation. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. Our practitioners continue to walk us through A Year of Miracles, and we do a Monday book study that begins at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. You sign up once and you get regular reminders, and we want to make sure that you are in there with us. We're just diving deep and having a great opportunity to be in community together as we expect miracles, so we invite you to be with us. On Wednesdays, specifically this coming Wednesday, the 25th, there is no Imagining Justice as we take time to spend with our families and be about this gratitude life. So we appreciate knowing that you will be with us back again in December. On Thursdays, Tammy Hall is on Facebook Live from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. We want to make sure that you're supporting our sister and spending time in her brilliance and in her presence, and we invite you to tip generously. On Friday, the 27th, we are excited about Heart and Soul's 11th anniversary gratitude party. Y'all know we know how to party, even if it is on Zoom. So come on and be with us. You can sign up to RSVP at heartsoulcenter.org/11 years of miracles. On Saturday is Reverend Andriette's weekly vlog, Point of Power. We're doing a little remix on it, so we invite you to make sure that you're telling your friends about it. It's on Facebook, YouTube, and via podcast, so make sure that you are liking it, watching it, and telling your friends. And then on Sunday, we are very excited to let you know that Iyanla Van Zant will be our guest speaker. That's on Sunday, November 29th. She is currently the host and executive producer of Iyanla Fix My Life on the Oprah Winfrey Network. She's also the founder of Intervisions Worldwide. She is also our sister. We could call her Auntie Iyanla. And so we want to make sure that y'all are with us next Sunday, the 29th, and that you tell your friends. And on Tuesday, the 1st of December, begins our mental equivalence class. This class is for every form thing in the universe, there's a corresponding mental image. And so we are working to get us a mental equivalent family. So we invite you, we being myself and Ron Marshall as your facilitators, invite you into the class beginning on Tuesday. Tuition is $145. It includes a non-refundable $45 registration fee. And the reading is The Mental Equivalent by Dr. Emmett Fox. The prerequisite for this class is a foundation level course, and the class is required for those who consider themselves on the practitioner path. And if you want credit for the class, you must attend all 4 sessions. In honor of celebrating Heart and Soul's 11th anniversary, we are inviting you into our 11th year by donating $11, $111, $1,111, $11,011. We want to $11,111. We want to make sure that you can we're inviting you into the giving, and we're inviting you into the joy of it, family. So make sure that you get in there on giving. And coming up on December 1st is Giving Tuesday. And so we're inviting you. Y'all know Black Friday is coming. And it's an attempt to sort of counter that energy with some Giving Tuesday. So we invite you to keep Heart and Soul in mind for your giving on that day. So family, I invite you to take a breath. Allow yourself to be fully present. Our vision is how we endeavor to show up on the planet. And so we ensure that we make sure that we are steeped in it by reciting it together. We are a loving and compassionate, world-class teaching and empowerment ministry. Through a consciousness of universal God presence, we release all resistance, separation, and fear. We claim our personal liberation and accept the eternal availability of joy, love, and abundance. Through our intention to be love and spread joy, we engender reflections of the same and more in others. Our ministry is a gift to the world, which expands through our practice and dedication. We welcome all people, and together we make a quantifiable, positive difference on the planet. And so it is. So family, I invite you to simply find your breath and consider that for which we have to be grateful. That which we know to be the one life, the life that is whole, perfect, and complete, nourishing and supporting each and every one of us. The one life that woke us this morning and kept us while we slept. That life is God. That life is my life. That life is the life of each and every person on the planet. 7 billion ways to know God. 7 billion ways to know love and joy and peace and gratitude. We are one with the infinite perfection of the entire universe. It is without exception, and it is regardless of the appearance of things. And so from this place of knowing and trusting, this place of deep, abiding faith, I, Sonia, speak my word on behalf of my beloved Heart and Soul Center of Light community, giving thanks in advance for the absolute revelation of our perfection. Giving thanks in advance for us knowing the truth of our lives and expressing it wholeheartedly. Giving thanks in advance for each and every one of our heart's desires being made manifest. I know that God is continuing to unfold in each of our lives, manifesting as health and wellness, manifesting as prosperity and abundance manifest as harmony and balance. Manifest in our knowing that we are safe, that we are guided, guarded, and protected. I know that God is, and that we are, and that all is exceedingly well. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for the opportunity to speak this word and to know this truth. I give thanks for the knowing that each and every one of us has the opportunity to have our hearts and minds expanded. I give thanks for Heart and Soul Center of Light and all that it endeavors to be on the planet, the permission it gives us to be our most powerful, our most loving, our most vulnerable, our most authentic selves. I am grateful for every heart and hand that supports this ministry. I am grateful for the love, for the time, for the talent, for the tithe. I am grateful for the perfect expansion of all that God is through Heart and Soul Center of Light. I am grateful for our musical inspiration. I am grateful for our virtual community volunteers. I am grateful for our hospitality circle. I am grateful for our ministers, our practitioners, our board. I am grateful for our beloved Reverend Andriette saying yes, and being powerful and loving and saying yes. I am grateful, family, on this day and every day for the good sense to be grateful. And so it is in perfect gratitude that I release this word into the law, knowing that it is done, not only because I speak this word, but because it is written on our hearts. And so we simply allow it to be so now and forevermore. And so it is. Amen.
Heart and Soul Center of Light. Congratulations on this 11th anniversary. In Genesis, it says, in the beginning, in consciousness, the strong ones, the masculine and feminine powers of creativity made the heavens and the earth. And it was formless and void. And the feminine spirit hovered over the surface of the deep. And then the strong one said, let there be light. And there was light. That's your story. Out of a foundation of ideas and through coordination and collaboration over the years with your leaders, you have become and continue to be a light not only in the Bay Area, but throughout the world. It has also been through the coordination of those powers I preached about, with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and counsel, and justice, and prudence, that you have and continue to be who you have become and who you are for such a time as this. My only regret at this moment is that I'm not there to celebrate it with you physically, boo-hoo, because I'm used to coming out there 2 or 3 times a year. But I'm looking forward to the time when I will be able to join you physically, to dance, to celebrate, teach, and just to love on each other. So, blessings to you. This is the continuation of a beginning, because that's what Bereshit means. It means in beginning and in consciousness, the ever transforming and renewing power of creative genius that you have been, that you are, and that you will continue to be. I miss you, I love you, and I only just give thanks for your beingness in this world, in this place, at this time. Peace, blessings, and love. Amen and Ashe.
I want us to celebrate somebody very special to me. Reverend Andriette L., founder, spiritual director of Heart and Soul Spiritual Center in Oakland, California. I've known her, I think, since 1999, thereabout, or 98. She was with the East Bay Church of Religious Science and then upgraded herself to have her own ministry with her direction. The theme of her ministry always inspires me. Conscious, intentional living with proven spiritual tools. Very beautiful lady, not only in the body but in the soul. Very dynamic, logical, things must be done properly. A woman of excellence. If it has to be done, it has to be done excellently. I've been in the ministry for 45 years and I know what it is to travel this journey for 11 years. Wow. My heartfelt blessings and congratulations to her and to the whole community. When I get there to Oakland, I'm always smothered with their love. All around me wanting to do something for you. I love their spirit of service. Wow. You get there and what they have to do for you is like somebody is there on point, on purpose, ready to do and asking if the person can do even more. That's the spirit that will really evolve the soul, because it's a spirit of promoting life. We are here for service. You find all of the volunteers on point. It's not like I'm volunteering so I'm resting. She demands excellence and she herself is a woman of excellence and she gets excellence. Emotional transposition. I need to really capture her emotions so I can really transpose myself into that feeling of excellence. I love the way she talks, looking straight into you, and then it's like looking for the next word. It's as though she's saying, don't let the next word coming from you be a God word. So it's like, I'm ready, looking for it. Let it come. Then she pale her lips, watching for it. I love that spirit. Dedication, love, joy. You know, often when you meet people who are very logical, they lose touch with their feminine, compassionate nature. But here is a woman who has got a compassionate nature also to the max. I'm talking about Reverend Andrea L. Please give us some love for me. Give us some love for me. That's why we have to give her the sacred blessings.
Happy 11th anniversary, Heart and Soul family. Gosh, I miss you all so much. And I send you so much love from the red clay that supports my home. To say that Heart and Soul changed my life would be an understatement. Truly, Heart and Soul, my time at Heart and Soul in fellowship with you all, and of course, under the glorious guidance of our beloved Reverend Andrea Earl, expanded my life and helped me to ground my life. And oh gosh, so much more. The love and the kindness and the witness and the presence and the music ministry, Prentice McKenzie, and all of the amazing folk that I met coming through those doors, and in spirit and in flesh. So good. And I trust that one day I will be in that room again, in the room with you all, making a joyful noise, perhaps for the 12th anniversary. But right now it's the 11th, and that's an incredible and wonderful accomplishment. And so, joy, 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 and blessed be.
This is a song about coming together. This is a song about how word I am word and I know how to serve. This is a song about now. Somebody This is a song about coming together. This is a song about how word I am word and I know how to serve. This is a song about now. Somebody told us to love one another, quiet the mind and be still. Now is the time to believe who we are and marry your soul with your will. And I say, we are the ones who will heal. Now is the time to believe who we are. Remember, only love is real. I say, This is a song about healing the healer, opening hearts with your sound. Changing the world with all of our hands together, standing your ground. And I say, we are the ones who will heal. Now is the time to believe who we are. Remember, only love is real. And I say,
Thank you. That was our heart and soul medicine woman, Gina Breedlove, who is now outside of Atlanta, and just so grateful for the love that she is and that she shared with us. Just so very grateful for my teachers, mentors, Dr. Will Coleman and Brother Ishmael Tete. I don't know, some of you may not know much about Brother Ishmael Tete, but he literally recorded that blessing for Heart and Soul. And I should say that it was a much longer blessing for Heart and Soul, literally a blessing during his church service. So some of those shots that you saw were literally in his church service where he had his congregants um, support and be a part of a message for Heart and Soul, a blessing on who we are and how we are and the way that we unfold. And so he and his congregation are in Accra, Ghana. And so we're just grateful for both Gina and Will in Georgia, Dr. Will in Georgia, and Brother Ishmael Tete in Accra, Ghana. So just so very, very grateful. I love that line in Gina's song, The Healers. This is a song about coming together, because that, for such a time as this, in order for there to truly be this 2020 in 2020, this is a time to come together, to quiet the mind and be still. And then I love the lyrics she wrote, marry your soul with your will. You know, last week, Destiny Muhammad was with us, and we're still in and acknowledging that we are on an adventure in faith right now in this very moment. There is this divine adventure, and part of an adventure, my sense is that we don't know everything about it. It's that much of an adventure if you can predict every little piece of it. The part that makes it an adventure for me is that you turn the corner and go, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that part, or I didn't even know that that would be a corner. You cross the bridge and part of it's out, and it's all of that. And also you move to a point where there are greater blessings than you ever imagined. We are truly on an adventure in faith where everything, absolutely everything is happening. It's different for this one and that one and the next one, but there's a lot that is unfolding. And last week when Destiny Muhammad, the harpist from the hood, was with us, the very first song that she shared with us is the song that she wrote, The Presence. And of course it was drawing from 1 Samuel, the 3rd chapter, verses 4 through 10. No, actually a little more than that for the song. But what I was drawing from in my talk last week was that portion of the scripture. And of course, in that scripture, we find young Samuel having this experience of divine presence. And it's new to him. Here's the thing that I want to remind you of, that in the song, The Presence, Destiny poses this question that the presence is forever asking of us. What do you want me to say? That this is our response to presence, actually. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? How do you want me to be? What I'm hoping you're hearing in this is this awareness that there is a divine presence with whom we are in constant contact. And there's this moment in time where we bridge and speak to and are responsive to the divine much more in a much more connected way. This is where we are willing to hear, willing to know. This is where we are listening. This is what I think our sister Gina is talking about, to sit still, to marry our soul with our will. I think this is exactly what young Samuel was up to. And think about for a moment what mental attitude is required in order, if you're reading what is on the screen now from the scripture, you notice that young Samuel hears his name called. Now, it's only because he has a listening. And each of us will hear our name called. Each of us, there's a message, there's a calling on our lives that we only hear when we have an attitude of listening, of divine availability, of being committed and being persevering. That's what we hear. That's what we really glean from 1 Samuel. We get the perseverance, we get the commitment, because every time Samuel hears the call, he goes to his teacher. He goes to his master. He hears the call and he is responsive. That's what I want to get to. That's what I want to remind us of, that there's an attitude of responsiveness. That's, I think, where we often are least effective. That we expect a miracle, but we're not doing nothing. Well, let me not get carried away here. It's not that you're not doing anything, it's that you're not doing what's required. So you're doing some stuff, but often it's the stuff to keep you out of the mix. You like put the pillow over your head because you're not really taking calls from the divine. You're not really wanting to to hear that you already have something set. You got your calendar booked. You have a full intention around how it's going to go. I'm talking like I'm talking to y'all when I'm really telling my story. Because this would be one of those moments where I would say, if I had money for every time I didn't listen and wanted to do it my way. And fortunately, I'm at a point in my life where I always arrive at a point of awareness where I just have to go back and forgive me and work it out with me for the attitude. Remember, I asked you, what's the mental attitude that's required? Because we have a class coming up, the mental equivalent, and that's really about what's the mental attitude? What's causal? What are we holding in mind in our mental framework that then manifest as our life experience? What is that? And the more aware we can be around that, the more effective we can be, the more likely we are to live a life of grace and immersed in divine blessings. So Dr. Emmett Fox says that God is the only presence and the only power. God is fully present here with me now. That would be a worthy affirmation for us to declare together right now. God is fully present here with me now. I'm going to ask that we do that one more time. Let's back it up so that we declare God is the only presence and the only power, and then apply it to our lives. You ready? Let's go. God is the only presence and only power. God is fully present here with me now. Now that's the truth. Here's the thing that I'm noting, that Yeshua, the master teacher that the world ultimately came to call Jesus, for all of the miracles that he worked and that are recorded and are retold across time, beyond time, there was always some action required. There was always some physical alignment. I know that's why in the corner, in the lower left corner, you see the caterpillar and the butterfly. I'm forever reminding us through this series of the chrysalis process through which we are forever, in which we are forever engaged. So we are, and I overstand that we want to get right to, we picked out the color of our wings. We can already see ourselves floating on air even while we are yet crawling on our bellies in our caterpillarness. And so often, as it pertains to expecting a miracle, we want to just get right to the butterfly part, meaning that we're willing to skip the goo. We're willing to skip the process where the caterpillar spins out what becomes the cocoon, that there's a whole process that is required. For the master teacher, Yeshua, often it was, put some mud, some clay over your eyes. It was that somebody had to go get him in faith believing. It was that somebody had to ask for the blessing. Whatever it is, it requires an engagement. This adventure in faith where we are expecting a miracle requires something of us to a person. An attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving. It's the creative process that is forever calling us. That's the presence, singing its song in us as us. So it's not happening outside of us. This is what Samuel is trying to tell us, that Samuel heard it in him. Nobody else heard that calling. But it was within him. The creative process is calling, singing its song in us, as us. And it's not our song. We recognize it. It's the song of the divine Eric Butterworth. Master teacher is telling us this. So the work becomes easy and fulfilling. I got to tell you, when you're on your spot, when you're doing when you are in alignment with your divine calling, it is working. Now, that is not to say it's not going to be an adventure in faith. It's to say that it's all going to work out. You are going to be exactly where you need to be, right with the right people at the right time. Now, you might have to kiss some frogs along the way. But ultimately, the idea is in your listening, where you marry your soul with your will, it cuts through a lot of the minutia and the inertia, so that you can rise above, so that you can look up. Somebody says if you can look up, you can get up. And so that's what we're talking about, so that you are available for the change that is required. Here in Psalm 37:5, commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. This is the marrying our soul with our will. It's that you commit. This is why I'm just thinking about all of the various miracle allegories that we're aware of, where Yeshua, the master teacher that the world ultimately came to call Jesus, is, first of all, somebody goes to get him. When you think about the story of Lazarus, where many folks had just given up, Lazarus is dead, they were saying. They've already laid him to rest. But what happens is somebody goes to say, come, our brother needs you. Somebody believes. So at the minimum level of the mental equivalent is the belief that something else can happen. We are living in a strange time right now for an electoral system, but somebody's going to have to believe. Everybody cannot be at the effect of the okey doke. Everybody you just cannot. You cannot give up your power and your awareness. What attitude, what mental well, first of all, it's mental, emotional, and there's some physical work. There's some stuff to do. There's something for each of us that is our calling in every situation. You know, I've told you before, because we are there really is something about spiritual activism that is connected. This is where we're marrying our soul with our will. So there's spiritual activism, social activism, and at Heart and Soul Center of Light, we are holding those two things together, at least that. It's really a composite of many more things as well, as we are about, somebody would say, doing the Father's work. That there's a calling on each of us. So for some, the good trouble that the Honorable John Lewis would invite us to engage would be to actually get up and march, would be to stand in resistance. Somebody else needs to pack some lunches. Somebody else needs to collect the money so there'll be some bail money. Somebody else needs to be prepared to take some folks to the hospital. Somebody else has to be prepared to what? Bring the gallons of milk to pour over the eyes when they have been. You understand that there's a calling on each of us, and none of us gets to critique somebody else's calling. Ernest Holmes says, today I consciously identify myself with the supreme presence that inhabits eternity and finds a dwelling place at the center of my soul. See, that's our work, to consciously identify. You cannot consciously identify unless you're paying attention, unless you have focused your attention on the divine, unless you believe that there is such a thing. Come on, Samuel. Help us to understand that point of listening, that point of awareness where we hear, what was that? Where we have a listening to what's the guidance. I hope y'all don't think I'm trying to tell those. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. I don't know nothing about starting no church. I don't know anything about moving it from one place to another. But there has to be a listening. And out of the listening, the folks will show up, and I'll know who to ask and who to embrace and who to call forward. And all of that is revealed. I am smart, but I'm smart enough to listen, to know that I don't know any of that. And I'm not trying to know it. On the one hand, part of it, it's none of my business. My business is to listen and then say, this is how we're going to do it. As I'm looking now at the paint on the wall, Spirit, what color? Okay, this is it. All of the answers. All of the answers to all of the questions. But do you understand the order in that? You don't get the answer till you ask the question. Lord. Ernest Holmes says in this same piece, I identify myself with this unity. See, this notion of a mental equivalent has everything to do with how do you see yourself? How do you sense who you are? Somebody would say whose you are. That whole idea of self and everything else has everything to do with how your life unfolds. Such is the power of right thinking that it cancels and erases everything unlike itself. So look, true confession, I make lots of errors. I heard Brother Ishmael Tete talking about excellence, aspirational. Aspirational, absolutely. I'm about excellence, aspirational. But on my way there, tripping, all up in, off the point, working it out. But you see, I'm learning as I go. That I'm determined to do, to squeeze the juice out of every experience. So that I can, often it's as simple as my desire to be able to say, God is my witness. I'll never be here again. God as my witness. That will never happen to me again. That will not be my experience. But that's not like magical. That means that I must show up in a different mental equivalent. That means that I must transform my thinking. That means that I must, remember the lyric to the song? Destiny song? What would you have me to say? That's going to be different. If I keep saying what I've been saying, you know the axiom, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you going to get what you've always gotten. If you keep on saying, if you keep on being, if you keep on going, hear me now. So the idea here is that when you understand even the mistakes I've made, we make, you make, that the power of right thinking cancels and erases. Because there is no moment outside of now. I know we keep trying to drag the past into right now, but there is no moment other than now. Which means if you marry your soul to your will right now, something else happens. You are now open to a new possibility that didn't exist before in your realm. It existed in the field of infinite possibilities, but was inaccessible to anyone who was not vibrating at the frequency, the mental, emotional, and spiritual frequency of that experience. So that's the shift that we're talking about. Samuel's mental attitude that I asked about early on. This is my sense. It's what Ernest Holmes talks about in 365 Science of Mind. He says it is written that the law of the Lord is perfect. Therefore, when we commit our ways to the Lord, we are automatically using this perfect law. Even in the most trivial things, I already told you to paint on the wall. Somebody would say, really, Rev? Yes, really. Whatever the drag is, yes, really. Whatever the, yes, really. Yeah, that too. What would you have me to say? What would you have me to do? What would you have me to wear? What would you have me to buy? All of that released. He says, even in the most trivial things of life. To this law, there is neither great nor small. It's always responding to us. How? By corresponding with our mental attitude toward it. So our mental attitude can be consciously controlled. See, for anybody who was just sweating bullets, now you understand that you can change it. We can always make conscious use of the law of good. Somebody would say, see, I'm resisting saying better, because you can only bring what you got. What you must do is transform your sense of who you are and the capacity that you have. It might support us to affirm, today I guard my thinking. Consciously endeavoring to think affirmatively and with faith. It's okay to say that with me. Today I guard my thinking, consciously endeavoring to think affirmatively and with faith. You see, now we're beginning to shift outcomes. For the one who has absolutely no barrier, no interference, no thought in mind or wound held in heart to interfere with that affirmation, that one has already carved out a new groove. For anyone, though, who's holding on to something where they're like questioning, guard my thinking affirmatively, what about, you might be getting a little bit of traction, but you're not going to cut a new groove in. And I believe the work that we have come to do on this adventure in faith is to cut a new groove. Remember, we're affirming 2020 in 2020. And so the idea is that we do whatever is required in order to make the change required. Look, when I think about the how-to, I'm going to share from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. Because I think it's so important that this how-to, often when we're teaching principle, we say, don't worry about how to. It's none of your business. But I know the human condition is that some of us can't let go of how. And so I just want to offer some support and some assistance around this. So Ernest Holmes says in chapter 5, he says, you need not go through any practices to unify with this power, for you're already one with it. You need not go in search of it, because it is already right where you are. Because you are always in contact with it, you can bring into your life the good you so greatly desire. For it will honor your desires. It will bring them into manifestation in your life. Say to yourself then, this is the part. See, this is where this virtual situation is really going to work for us. Because I'm going to read it, but I'm going to suggest if you really want to get this, play it back later. Because you'll find it. We will put a link on there'll be a link for it on our website. But we also, if you're on our mailing list, you'll get our recap. There'll be a number of ways you can get to it, not the least of which is to visit YouTube and find it there. But hear this. Say to yourself, Ernest Holmes says then, I place my affairs in the hands of goodness, love, and wisdom. I place them there with supreme confidence. What's the mental attitude? This is it. This is how to do it. I have a childlike faith and trust in good. Think of Samuel when you read that part. I know, you hear that? I know there is nothing between me and that which is best. There is nothing between me and that which is best. I am filled with enthusiastic hope. I look forward to entering into the fullness of life. He says the greatest adventure of your life lies in your conscious use of this power. Remember, we're on an adventure in faith. The greatest adventure of your life lies in your conscious, I'm going to add an intentional use of this power. You find it at the center of your own being, in the quiet of the evening. Gina said, in the stillness, be still. In the stillness of the night, at the dawn of the new day, and in the midst of activity. Nothing can be more immediate or personal to you than this presence, which is in everything and without which there could be neither life, thought, nor action, except this here and now today. Say, he says, I am conscious that good is expressing through my thought. My mind is open to the influx of truth. I am guided. I am informed. I am guarded. I am led into pathways of peace and goodness. I suggest we start this today. Don't go another further with any other plan. Switch horses midstream. This would be the point at which I could advise that that would be a good idea. Look, the bottom line is this. Allow spirit to express through you in its own way and time. This is what I call giving it full sway. What would you have me say? What would you have me do? How would you have me be? Where would you have me go? That is the idea here. Meditate daily on being receptive to what it wants to express in your life. How to do this? We in the how to right now. It's not often we do this. But I think it's important because we're at a point of tremendous change. We are on the very precipice of transforming our lives and setting up a whole other opportunity for those who come behind us. It's ours to do. Listen, he says. This is Reverend Chris Michaels. Listen to special messages or urges that arise from within. And then trust your inner guidance. I got to tell you, you got to do the, I got to tell you this. Sometimes I come across folks who share about guidance. I did this because I was guided to. And then when I listen more closely to what preceded the guidance, sometimes it's indigestion. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not divine, it's just congealed fear. Congealed doubt will guide you. But in everything I've shared today, This guidance is preceded with your surrender. It's preceded by your attentiveness, your believing in all of those stories about Yeshua, the master teacher that the world ultimately came to call Jesus. What preceded the miracle was somebody believing, somebody taking an action that was out, that demonstrated an openness and a divine availability to a different kind of outcome. Gina Breedlove, our beloved medicine woman, has a lyric in her song Breathe that says, losing yourself to be more of yourself. That's what the healers say, that love is everything. Any miracle that you can possibly manifest will be preceded by your surrender into love. Breathe that in this day.
Good morning, Heart and Soul family. Oh, yeah. We are learning to breathe underwater on this path as a child of the moon. Though the mind wants to stay in some yesterday, your heart and your soul dance in time and in tune with everything. Everything. We are learning to fly without moving through the eyes of the angels with wings. Though the voice in the well cries, there's comfort in hell, your spirit is one with the wind and the trees and everything. Everything. Losing yourself to be more yourself. That's what healers they say. When you come to the shore at the end of your day to pray. We are learning to dream with eyes open as we vision a world without greed. All of us bleed when some human need goes unanswered. Love is everything. Just everything. Love, love, love.
In today's world especially, it's not easy to keep a center going. You know, often as a participant or a congregant or someone who's part of the community, we're not really thinking maybe about the electric bill and about all the many things it takes to keep a community together and growing. And so I invite us on this 11th birthday Some of you know that I am the founder of the Prosperity Plus programs 1, 2, and 3, and I know that your center has offered these programs to you. I'm a deep believer in tithing. And we all have giving patterns. Many of us give actually only emotionally. We give when we feel like we have a little extra. And then there's another kind of giving that's a regular repeated giving that comes with a percentage to it. And if it's not 10%, it's 5% or it's 6%, but it comes out of a decision to have circulation in your life. Planting in a beautiful place like the Heart and Soul Center of Light for the growth of a community that you has nurtured you, can nurture you further, and more than that, can spread this wonderful message to a world that is deeply hungering, even if they don't know yet that they're hungering for it. So I invite us on this day to lean in and make a commitment for percentage giving over the next year. And then turn around every 3 months and take a look at what's happening in your life. Something happens when you're a regular giver. And each month, as you're receiving your income, a portion of it goes to support. It changes the way you feel about yourself. It changes your level of expectation of good in your life. It changes your sense of worthiness and your connection with the very source of your life.
Blessings, family. Our sister Mary Morrissey is absolutely right. Life is built around a cyclical dynamic of giving and receiving. It's just our opportunity to listen to the special urge of giving that is arising within us right now and to trust that inner guidance. And so at Heart and Soul Center of Light, we have several ways in which you can give, beginning with you can send a check to our secure mailing address at Heart and Soul Center of Light, 5627th Telegraph Avenue, number 405, Oakland, California, 94609. You can also give online at our website, heartsoulcenter.org/give. And you can even use your smartphone to text the word give to 510 500 5849. However you choose to give is absolutely right and perfect. And it is also important that we maintain the proper attitude and consciousness for giving. And we do that by blessing our good before it is even given, thereby establishing the intention for good that our gift will do in the world. And so wherever you happen to be in the world right now, I invite you to take your gift in hand, or otherwise just place your hand over your heart and let us say our blessing together. I bless this gift as healing energy and send it into the divine flow of all good. Infinite prosperity circulates through me, through my church, and throughout the world because I know God as source.
Family, this is my opportunity to remind you again, once again, how to be fully engaged here at Heart and Soul Center of Light, beginning with our Monday Miracles, of course, Lord, beginning with our Mondays a Year of Miracles review with our practitioners, begins at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. heartsoulcenter.org/RSCP Year of Miracles is how you sign up to find more information. I want to remind you that there is no Imagining Justice this coming Wednesday, 11/25. We will resume next week. I want to let you know that on Thursday, Tammy Hall is live at 6 p.m. Pacific time via Facebook Live. We want to make sure that you are supporting our sister and tipping generously. On Friday, we are about our Heart and Soul's 11th anniversary gratitude party, and we know how to party, whether it's on Zoom or not, family. So come be with us. heartsoulcenter.org/11 Years of Miracles is where you sign up for that. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday, and every Saturday, our Point of Power pop vlog happens at 10 a.m. Pacific time via Facebook, YouTube, and podcast. We're asking you to watch it, like it, and tell your friends. And we want to make sure that you know that this coming Sunday, our beloved Auntie Iyanla is coming to speak with us on Sunday. She is currently the host and executive producer of Iyanla Fix My Life on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and she's founder of Intervisions Worldwide, and she has been a part of the Heart and Soul family since our inception. So we are looking forward to having her with us on Sunday, so make sure that you tell your friends. On Tuesday, December 1st, we are doing the mental equivalence class. It is happening for 4 Tuesdays. It is being facilitated by myself and my big brother, practitioner Ron Marshall. It happens from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. You can register by visiting our website, heartsoulcenter.org/mental equivalence. The tuition is $145 and has a prerequisite. The class has a prerequisite of a foundations level course. And if you consider yourself to be on the practitioner path, this class is required, and you must attend all 4 sessions in order to receive credit. We invite you to work with us to get yourself a mental equivalent. We're also inviting you participating in the giving for our 11th anniversary by donating $11, $111, $1,111. Any increment of 11 is we're just asking you to get in and help us celebrate our 11th anniversary. And on Tuesday, December 1st, is Giving Tuesday, and it's an opportunity for us to come together and use generosity, and now more than ever, a sense of generosity and healing is needed during this time, and so we invite you into that. And specifically, we invite you into the opportunity to donate to our Amazon wish lists for things that are needed specifically for our new church home. So you can visit heartsoulcenter.org/wishlist to find the list of the things that we are looking to support us in the new space. I want to remind you that Marcus Books is still doing their 60th anniversary fundraiser on GoFundMe. Please support them. We're also inviting you to support Kingston 11, Jamaican Cuisine. Kingston11eats.com is where you can find out how to order food from them. And I want to let you know that the teens meet at 11:30 Pacific time on Sundays. You can have your teen email the pulse at heartsoulcenter.org in order to participate. And the focus this month for our youth and family village, for those littles age 4 to 12, the focus this month is on gratitude, movement, and breath. There's a video on how to make spa water, and they're doing some music from Miss B's, which is our beloved Brandis McKenzie. So there's lots of stuff going on. We're inviting you into that. And family, we invite you into prayer, because prayer, as you know, changes everything. At about 10 minutes following the conclusion of service, there's prayer available in various rooms, and we have added a new room moving through the holidays with grace, joy, and connection. And so we're inviting you to get in on that. Prayer is also available on Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Pacific time. And I welcome back our beloved Reverend Andriette.
Thank you, Sonia. So, folks, I'm so grateful for the time that we spend together and the way that you just embrace me just as I am, working through it all. So I really implore you to stay to the very end, because the closing video is a song that I'm going to suggest that you engage as an affirmation. So if you can just begin setting yourself up now to just take it in. You might want to allow your eyes to close while the video is playing, or whether you watch or not is not important. I just encourage you to be in it and available to it, to hear the words with a newness of spirit. So I leave that. I want to highlight just a few things. One, I just want you to know that in this move, almost every day something comes up that we wish we had. And so we've posted a wish list on Amazon, which you probably have access to now, but it requires a certain updating as we come up with things. So what we've just done to simplify
because I know this is the truth of who we all are.
Gift cards. So that way because what I have found is that we've changed our minds about some things. So along the way, it's just, so rather than have even this be an adventure in faith, I'm going to suggest that for the priority kind of gift item on our wish list would be gift card. And then there are some things that, I don't know if folks might want to chip in together or however it can work, that we are really awaiting an opportunity to have those items. So thank you very much for what you've already done. And let me thank you in advance for your generosity by way of Amazon wish list for some of the goodies that we would like to have. I am excited. If you haven't been in town with us in November when we're celebrating our anniversary, we every other year party on the Friday after Thanksgiving. And so this year it's virtual. And it's a special program, as you've already heard. I just want to remind you that this is what made me think about it as I was speaking to a friend who lives in another state who has come to hang out with us for the party and asked me about it. And I thought, it's virtual. And there was such excitement. So I thought, allow me to just say that to everybody. This is the first time that you can be a part of our Friday after Thanksgiving celebration and not come to town. So be all about it. Be there with us. It's a good time. You have access to the link through, and it's a simple link. It's tiny though for me. It's heartsoulcenter.org/11 years, of miracles. Yeah, 11 years of miracles. It's very simple. You just have to be able to read it, is all, as it turns out. And, as I have been speaking, and I have not designed my talks around this, but I'm just realizing, because we have the mental equivalent class coming up, how much of my talks always center around that. So if you take this course, you will understand even more clearly how to make that shift in your life and thereby have a shift in your life. Lastly, at our first anniversary, sometimes when I look back, it almost feels like we must have thought we were only going to have one anniversary, because at that anniversary, we had our beloved Phyllis Yvonne Stickney was here with us. Nicholas Beard was a part of it. Our beloved Bishop Barbara King, who recently passed, was a part of our first anniversary. And our beloved sister, Iyanla Van Zandt, was a part of that anniversary. And we just had the best time. She was here for several days, did a workshop, talk, just all manner of good, juicy stuff. We got to spend some good quality time with Iyanla. And she's been back around us since then. This time, though, virtually, she will be doing the Sunday message. So next Sunday, I will be here, because I'm not going to miss none of that. So I will be here, and then Iyanla will be joining us from her home and offering us a very special message and an anniversary greeting, of course. So much love around all of that. A shout out. I told y'all that even though I'm here and you see me, I don't get to see you at all. So it's very special to me when you let me know that you are, for example, tuning in from Detroit and Las Vegas and Maui and Aurora, Colorado, and Connecticut and Temple Hills, Maryland, and Jaco, Costa Rica, Tucson, Arizona, Port Angeles, Washington, and Hakalawa. Now, if you invite me to Hawaii, I would learn exactly how to say that. Eugene, Oregon, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because it's kind of hard to say when I've never seen it before or been there. So just grateful that you are with us and tuning in, and that we got it like this. So it is in an attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving that I simply acknowledge that there's one life, that there's one love, one peace, one joy, that there is one, the divine, the living one, the strong one. There's one breath. And we are all breathing it, even as it is breathing us. One life that we are all living, even as that one life is living us. So it is in this knowing, in this awareness, that I stand powerfully knowing that my word is a power unto the law, that I declare a wholeness, a health and well-being, a peace that surrounds and enfolds us in each individual life, each one according to what is required for him and for her and for them. That I know and I know that I know that there is forever change in which we are living. And so this word meets the change in each and every life in a way that it intersects at the point of a powerful shift. A powerful shift that reveals exactly our heart's desire for health and well-being, for prosperity and abundance of all things good. That there is no historic time or situation or circumstance where there isn't prosperity and abundance of all things good, as Catherine Ponder defines it. And so I am speaking into the void, into the field of infinite possibility, and claiming for us health and well-being, claiming for us divine blessing and fulfillment, claiming for us our heart's desire and our willingness to be the mental, emotional, and spiritual equivalent to whatever it is that is our heart's desire. That I declare that right where we are, there is a divine listening, not unlike what Samuel experienced. Oh, I just give thanks. I give thanks for knowing in this moment that it's not possible for my word to return void, but that it absolutely accomplishes exactly what is intended for anyone willing to stand in readiness and in receptivity to marry their soul with their will. Oh, I'm grateful for the divine shift, whatever it is, for the good upon good upon good, for the divine blessing that surrounds and enfolds each and every one of us, from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet, that every breath is breath beyond human measure. Oh, I just give thanks. I give thanks for knowing the accomplishment of good and very good, blessing upon blessing, healing, which is the divine revelation of truth, which we have established here and are now calling forth. I simply let go and I let God, releasing this word into the perfect activity of law. I let it be. I trust that it's done. I declare it so. And I allow it to be so. And so it is. Ashe. Amen. And so now just listen and be with this, knowing that you are the light.
I sing this song not to you, but for you, because I know this is the truth of who we all are. Take these words in.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. not the mistakes that I have made or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light, yeah. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I